I'm in the Upper Hunter Valley of New South Wales to talk to local farmer Malcolm McDonald about a sighting of Captain Thunderbolt's ghost. So Malcolm, can you tell us a little bit about what happened? Well, you know, mate, I was up here, you know, trying to find me bull flower, you know, and I'm following these tracks along the track here, and, you know, I'm looking down, and then I looks up, and here's this bloke on his big muscly horse, big sort of fast job, you know, and he's dressed in these weird looking clothes, mate, weird looking clothes, and, you know, he's got these two guns in his hand, you know, and he's holding them up, and they're old jobs, you know, those sort of ones you see in the movies, those ones that are flintlock jobs. You know, and I was taken a bit aback, mate. Well, what's this bloke doing? I'm thinking to myself, you know. So what happened next? Well, mate, you know, he comes out with stand and deliver. And I think, what's he on about, you know? What's this bloke on about? Then he says it again, stand and deliver, in this big, deep voice, you know, mate. Then he fires off one of his guns up in the air. You know, and it's not like a modern gun. It had a real deep bang to it, you know. It wasn't like a modern sort of a gun. And the smell of gunpowder and the smoke it made, it's thick with smoke. And I think, what's this bloke on about, you know? Then he says it again. Stand and deliver, he says. Well, you know, I didn't quite know what to make of him. So what was your reaction to this? Well, I wasn't really sure what to make of it all, mate, so I just said, "G'day, mate, how are you?" Well, what was his reaction to that? Well, it was just at that point, mate, that I heard this noise behind me, you know, like a rustling in the bush. So I turns around. It's old Flower, you know, he's coming wandering out of the bush. And then I turns back, and this bloke, he's gone. He's just not there. He's gone. So what makes you think he was Captain Thunderbolt's ghost? Well, you know, I'd been tracking old Flower all through the bush, mate. It had rained the night before, so the ground was a bit soft, you know. And it was easy to follow him, quite easy, mate. And Pedal, my horse, he was leaving marks in the ground pretty well too, you know. So I wanders over where this bloke was. Not a mark. Not a single mark, mate. Nothing at all. It was like he'd never been there, mate, you know. Not going, coming, anywhere near it. Nothing at all. Well, that doesn't mean it was Captain Thunderbolt. Well, yeah, mate, yeah, I can see your point, mate. Yeah. Well, when I got back to town and started telling me story to a few of the old-timer blokes, you know, they started telling me that they'd seen him as well, you know, and that their grandfathers, and had gone down a bit of history there. You know, and we're not far off the Thunderbolt Way, mate. You know, it's just over the hill, and that's where he was operating from. So, you know, I reckon it was probably him, you know. Well, I know we're here to talk about Captain Thunderbolt's ghost, but I'm just struggling with the fact that you seem to call all your farm animals with girly names. Nah, mate, no, just some of them, you know, just some that need bringing down a peg or two, you know, just some of the meaner ones, you know. Does this strategy work? You know, mate, you know, it sort of winds the buggers up a little bit, you know, adds a little bit of excitement of the day, you know. Farming can be a bit of a quiet sort of a game, mate, you know, you're out in the paddock, you know, 7 days a week, you know, and so, you know, you can add a little bit of excitement to it, you know, you get out there in the paddock, you go, "Hey, Flower, mate, what are you doing?" "Oh, mate, you should see him, you should see him. His head's down, and there's steam coming out his nose, and he's pouring at the ground." It winds him up, mate, it really winds him up. All the cows, you should see the cows, mate, yeah, they bloody heads come up, yeah, they look around, yeah, and they're sort of laughing. I can swear they got a grin on their face, mate. And old Flower, you know, he's getting more and more wound up. And he's off. He's charging at me like nothing on earth. And I'm out of there, you know, I'm out of there. Over the barbed wire fence, mate. I reckon I'm setting 100-metre bloody time there, mate, if I was an Olympic runner. Hey, I tell you something. I reckon you've got that old bloody Flower down there in a paddock at that Institute of Sport in Canberra. You know, I reckon you could sort of get Australian athletes really on the mark, mate. We'd be top country again in running and high jumping and hurdling. Because, you know, you get that Flower, you know, 3/4 of a tonne of a rampant bull charging at you, mate. You're going to run. You're going to run. You're going to set a time, mate. You know, and jumping over a barbed wire fence with a bull chasing you, oh, you're not going to miss that top strand then, are you, mate? Yeah, you're going to clear it. So I reckon that'd be a good coaching tip there, mate. You know what I mean? Well, thanks there, Malcolm, for that interview. Yeah, no worries, mate. Nice talking to you. Well, that was Malcolm McDonald talking about his sighting of Captain Thunderbolt's ghost. I'll leave it up to you to make your own decision on that one. I'm Quack McMallard. Bye for now.